Morning, Olgeta. Happy Sunday. Hope you had a great week. Um, our usual Sunday sharing message. So now morning, um, it's from Luke. Like I said, we're still covering Luke. So it's Luke chapter 21, 5 to 19. So if you can always go back and read him. Um, Luke 21, 5 to 19. Now, earlier during this week, me post him last week message on Facebook, and then um, plenty of line where all non-believers are gonna make him kind comment now. Or talk no good na this kind, and so me been sharing John 15, 8 to 20, where Jesus been warning me about being persecuted as Christians, as followers of Christ. Um, Yumitaso, he warned his disciples at the time of asking him, and been warning more law what to expect, that they will be persecuted in our world, but hate him also. Me been sharing after me post him this video, lo sharing with last Sunday, and then me see more negative feedback na or some because it's in public, of course I expected that to happen. So I've been go make a kind comment na, and so me been gonna post him this John 15, 18 to 20, where Jesus been warning you me law, expecting that you me or followers you may be persecuted or hated by the world, and been warning your disciples learn to say, yeah, you may need low strong, now keep going. So plenty of Christians all over the world that are persecuted because of faith, now like sharing with the big man. According to religious persecution and World Watch page, about 365 million Christians are subject to high persecution and discrimination. In 2024, so comparing that to 2021, there was 340. So that's a big increase, low number of persecution and discrimination towards Christians. It's about 1 in 7 Christians are persecuted all worldwide, including 1 in 5 in Africa, now 1 in 7 in Asia. Comparing this last figure, that's for current, to 2021, it was 1 to 8. So that's a big step and a big increase. So as we go along, every new year, way forward, and you by experiencing this, and this is mitopinisa. Jesus been promising you me that you may be expecting this lot of wet blowing. So that is what we're gonna cover. That was the scripture blow today, Sunday. So before me gonna talk Lodisla, which is Luke chapter 21, verse 5 to 19. Me just like this is where Jesus been talk to disciples learn. He warned his disciples about being persecuted and discriminated time or sharing word blowing. So, but before then, I just wanted to bring to your attention that these disciples, most of them were persecuted. Peter being crucified upside down. Matthew, he was killed by a sword in Ethiopia. Ethiopia. Mark and Bindilo, Egypt, after being dragged by horses through the street until die. Look o hangamapi mem lo Greece. After go preaching lo online we ono bin harim to top the big man. So most of the disciples plan they were persecuted and all die. So Obin asked him, the chapter that you mean by covering is where Obin asked him Jesus na Obin explain him lo like what happens. Yeah. So Luke chapter 21, 5 to 19. Big man been Obin ask him, disciples been asking Jesus about his coming, second coming, time him come back, name I'll ask him what are the signs that I'll say Obai look him before him come. So him wanting more triple something. Out of that text, there were three things that him been wanting more. Firstly, I'm talking about do not be deceived. So him wanting more was him knocking time of man by come lo name blow me in a disla. Don't fall for it. It's happened now that people have been following, all man way or talk or reincarnation lo Jesus or this la kind big man come back this la kind lo earth na or lo behind him all na worship him all stuff. It's happened in I can't recall the name, but Korea there's a guy that all get the believers work lo and got the group where or believers work lo behind him or Tino say Jesus and come back. There's also in different places. I think it been happening in Australia too in the past. So yeah, big man have been warning you me that in Matthew 24 to 36, and been talking me, he's told us that no one knows when the day big man by come. Not the angels or the Son of Man, which is Jesus, only the Father. Okay, so Papa blame God tasol save or say one time Jesus by come back. Otherwise angels or get a line you me, no one knows. However, there are signs that have been promising that will overcome, they'll happen following or the coming blowing. So he's want us to expect different signs that will happen before he comes. But the hour, the minute, the second that Jesus comes again, that no one knows. He himself doesn't know except God. Yep, so that's Matthew 24, chapter 24, verse 36. So, and been warning disciples blowing, do not be deceived, do not be discouraged, and do not be distracted. Okay, distracted, sorry. Okay, so Emtokosem Obai come, watch out that you are not deceived, for many will come in my name, claiming I am he. Okay, so that's like I said, it's already happened and it's still happening, and we'll probably expect more. So you have to be very careful and wise in your decisions. So go a lot to read everything, the truth and stuff law Bible, law word blowing. So read him this la beten, no can be any more kind man. Chapter 8 or verse 8, when you hear of wars and uprisings, do not be frightened. So this like I'm giving more signs that these things are gonna happen. These things must happen first. Okay, so this la all war or can something by happen, famine, all this la first, but the end of the world will not come right away. So I'm not come right away. So in other ways, you mean it's sort of delayed. You mean still, we still have the faith, keep praying, believing, faith, you mean this kind and not back down. Although we don't know when, his coming will be. But I'm just warning you all this last something. Okay, in 10, I'm talk nations will rise against nations, kingdom against kingdom. There will be great earthquakes, and there's great earthquakes. There was one that happened this week. We're not up to him, but famines, Noga Kai Kai, and other signs, other events and signs from heaven. So this law was something by happen, time em come also close to big man by come, but you mean savelo the day, the hour, nogat. But I'm giving him a sign, at least I'm talk saveo signs lo expect him before him come. But M talk in 12 M talk before all of this, they will seize you and persecute you. Okay, so by persecuting believers for big man, before all this last something, or before M come. M talk, or by putilo synagogues and putilo prison, before law kings and governors, law, because you may behind him big man, named the big man. But I'm also talking Yumi that by stop on the Yumi. So regardless lo Yumi stop lo these la challenges, I'm talking in 15 I'm talk I will give you words and wisdom that none of your adversaries will be able to resist or contradict. So by support the Yumi time me experiencing all this law. And then 16 I'm talk you will be betrayed even by your parents, brothers and sisters, relatives and friends. They will put some of you to death. So even our parents blame me, or Batasusa blame me, or relatives, na friends, or by one or by betray you me, come lo this lataya or get a man by hate you me, I'm talk 17. Everyone who hates you because of me. So I'll get a line by hating you. But M talk stand firm, 19 M talk stand firm and you will win life. Okay, so time M color this la time you may by I'll get a line by hate you me low because you may behind him big man, but M talk staff firm and by stop on the Yumi and by give me wisdom and by give you me a word na wisdom one is something lo same or talk line na M encourage you me lo stop one time M yet. So yeah, so basically I'm encouraging me lo strong lo stop strong lo faith believe me. I'm also warning you me that you mean by expecting all this la persecution, all this la hatred from everyone, including your family, na relative, na people that are close to you. So overall, like we talk triple all messages from this whole scripture. It's not to be deceived, not to be discouraged, and not to be distracted. So focus on what's important in life, your purpose, and which is being part of God's kingdom. And it was encouraging today. One pla Mary, I'm just finished uni, and I work as an accountant 2 years. I'm Lucy work blend now, and now I'm by go and I'm by come up missionaries. So I'm by go to Russia. Now I've been interviewing lo service today, and I'll ask him why I'm interested in him because his sister blend instead of him school make a PhD, I mean drop out and go make him missionary work lo one black country. So this la Mary, young la Mary too, and make his same. I'm reading Revelation. I feel that purpose blowing law earth is what we're doing, what they make him as an accountant. It's short life now. I'm like preparing immediate law after death. So I'm reading, it's really encouraging to be, had him wear the big man and behind him law. also am fulfilling purpose plan lo, be part of walk lo big man. So yeah, me sharing this life, I found it really inspiring that I'm losing, whatever you may plant me by believe that it's a really important purpose play me am walk now, get money and stuff. So no got am Lucy this land I am go behind him law, make him a big man, and we all know that time you see this la path, you be all your needs will be provided, you'll be protected and all this last. So it's rather to suffer in a short term for a long gain win than you try, follow different partner behind you by suffer eternity. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm talking you me that I'm, like I said, I'm encouraging you me. Lo, I believe me must open while you may stop expecting what's gonna come. At the same time, I'm talking me that there's a reward that you may got in heaven once you may follow him. So Matthew chapter 5 verse 12, talk rejoice and be glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Okay, so talk laws and prophets, all the disciples all been persecuting all got all still heaven now. So talk o sem hamamas na o sem reward blue stuff lo heaven. In Matthew chapter 5 verse 12, Paul talking me lo 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 7 to 8. Talk o sem I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith. Now there is in store for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award me on that day. And not only me, but also all who have longed for his appearing. So Paul talking me or some been walk the big man, I am fight the good fight. Now the Lord has promised me his good are crowns prepared lo heaven. So hamas o say by go kisi this land, I'm mentioning say yet, but there were others. Now encouraging me that if you me behind him big man will have that's already reserved for us. Yeah. So we have our crowns in heaven and our reward that's waiting for us if we keep trusting in the Lord, behind him talk blowing, and be part of his kingdom. So for today's message, I hope you are encouraged. Now no can back down. Also me talk, you mean no sabe one time, 1 hour, but everything you like sabe stalo wet blend. So read him, na pray about it, na you by kisim this la sabe na understanding law. When I'm with big man been talk you me, or when I'm something I'm like him lo sabe. So blessed Sunday and have a beautiful week. Like him.